So in English, the S ending, final S ending, is a grammatical feature that's potentially unique, may or may not have it in your first language. I know a lot of your first languages probably do not have this feature. We use the S ending in a variety of circumstances. We use the S ending when we want to make a singular subject plural, right? Instead of one, two, and beyond, when we want to multiply or pluralize a noun. In English, oftentimes we just add an S. So that's one situation, grammatical situation. Another grammatical situation, which is very, very common, and I'm sure you've come across before, is when you're talking about someone in what's called the third person. The subject pronouns for the third person are he, she, or even it, if you're talking about an animal or another inanimate object. Those subjects, when we use verbs with those subjects, we also add an S. Like the second example here, my teacher, not my teacher give, my teacher gives. I give, you give, we give, they give, but when we talk about he or she or it, we add an S. You probably remember this from the English classes you've taken before. So that's another grammatical construct, is the S for third person singular, the S for plural subjects, and we also use it as a possessive pronoun or possessive noun, and we'll look at that example here further on in the chapter. But what I wanted to point out to you here is that if you leave out the final S, it can create problems, right? For you, one of your main goals in taking this class is to make sure that people understand you better, right? You want to improve your pronunciation so that when you speak to classmates or coworkers, or when you're going shopping, or when you go to the doctor's office, when you engage with people, especially native speakers of English, maybe non-native speakers as well, you want to make sure that you're understood. How can you improve your comprehension or other people's comprehension of what you're saying? Is make sure that you don't make this mistake with the final S. This is very, very common, especially the second example. Anytime you talk about somebody else, one person, in the third person, we always add, I would say just about 95% of the time, we add an S in the present tense to that verb, right? My teacher gives 2 quizzes every day. And that's what this first warm-up was doing, the warm-up that we did just a moment ago. We took all of these verbs here and we needed to add an S ending because we're talking about someone, Catherine in this case, or Maria in this business card. We didn't talk about 3 and 4, but Prima teaches English at Jersey Community College. And Digital Dan, what does he do? He repairs and services laptops. We need to add the S there. Why? Because we're talking about someone in the third person. It's a distinctive grammatical feature of English. So please be sure, whether you're talking about a singular or a plural subject, or you're talking about someone, you can see here that the final S sound is very important, and it will help in people's understanding when you use these grammatical features in English.